showing you how to take advantage of kind of a hidden feature of free transform when you're trying to make some kind of shape and do it automatically. So here's what I'm going to do. I have a document. The yellow background is simply so that whatever I do next will be easier for you to see. So I'm just going to make a new layer, and on that new layer make a nice circular selection. So I'm holding down the Shift key, needless to say, to make a nice circular section, which I will fill with black. Now, I want to find the exact center of this, and we've shown you this before, but I'm going to press Command or Control R for Show Rulers. And then as long as I have the Move tool selected, up here in the options bar, there's a little thing that says Show Transform Controls, and see how now I have those little handles and everything on my image. So now I can just simply pull guides down, and they snap right into the center of the image, just like that. Okay? Now, we're going to make another new layer, and on that, make a little oval selection, which I will fill with white. And I'm going to basically, my end goal here is to end up with something that looks kind of like a gear shape. So I'm going to have to do a couple of things. First of all, let me go back to my Move tool. I want to make sure that that shape is also lined up with those guides. So I'm just using my arrow keys to nudge it. I need to make this a selection. If I didn't make a selection, all of these objects I'd be making would be on separate layers, and that would be kind of difficult. So I'm going to hold down the Command or Control key and click on the layer to load it as a selection. Now, of course, normally when you use Free Transform, you can go right here, choose Free Transform, or press the keyboard shortcut, Command or Control T. What we're going to do is throw in the Option key on the Mac, Alt for Windows, making it Command Option T on the Mac, Control Alt T for Windows. Now look in the center of the free transform, there's that little center guide. That determines what point the transform uses to make the transformation. I'm going to move that right down to the center of the circle, like this. And I'll zoom back out again so I don't have my screen moving around. So that means it's going to use that center point as my rotation point. Now I want to rotate it and make a copy. So hold down Option or Alt, and as I start to drag, I'm also going to hold down the Shift key because that'll do it in nice constrained angles. So that basically, when I hit Enter, makes a second oval. Now, you hold down the entire left side of your keyboard, which actually would be Command Option Shift T or Control Alt Shift T, and that will repeat the same transformation I just did. So as I do this, you'll see I'm getting these weird oval shapes going all the way around the outside, which looks a little odd because now I have a whole bunch of white ovals sitting on top of a big black circle. So far it doesn't look much like a gear shape, but it will, hopefully, any moment now by doing this. Take this layer that's been created. Notice how all those ovals are on one layer, not separate layers. Hold down the Command or Control key, click right on that layer thumbnail to load it as a selection. Now I can hide that layer, come back to my black layer, and if I simply hit Delete on the Mac or Backspace on Windows, look at that. I have a little gear shape. And again, the secret to that was having Photoshop do the work for me. Now, there were two real keys to that. The first one was to make sure you load a selection from the shape you want to repeat. Otherwise, you'll end up with like 27 separate layers. And also, the keyboard shortcut of throwing that Option or Alt key into Free Transform does the work for you.